bonus round is back here on GT with Marcus Pachter and Paul Semmel, and now we're going to turn to Xbox 360 and the year that Microsoft has had with the system. A couple big releases this year, at least from a game perspective. The flagship game, Halo 4, it's been sort of a quiet year otherwise for Microsoft. I guess Forza came out as well. What's your take on the software this year, Michael? Halo's their big game. That is the biggest franchise they've got. I think they did a pretty good job with Halo 4. Do you think is that all people can expect from Microsoft, is just like to deliver a great Halo, and they seem to do it?
Yeah, I think Microsoft is signaling that a new console is coming out, even though they haven't announced that there is one. Just the lack of new IP the last couple of years tells you that they're laser focused on the next-gen console. I don't know if you've heard about at Microsoft headquarters that you now need a pass to actually walk through the locked doors, even as an independent contractor. There are obviously some big secrets going on at the Xbox division, and no one can get in or out unless they're vetted. So, I think that's what they're focused on, and I think as long as they don't screw up, I think they're not going to lose any points with gamers. People have pretty much given up on getting any new IP. That's why we had such a success with Dishonored, for example, because it's so rare that you get anything new. And I think Microsoft is just everybody's focused on next generation next year.
Let's talk a bit about Kinect, which is a system that they announced a couple of years ago. They shipped Fable: The Journey this year for Kinect, but I feel like Kinect for the core was obviously a big idea, and I feel like now everyone has pretty much acknowledged that it just didn't work for core games.
No, because the games themselves didn't work. I mean, Steel Battalion, by some people's accounts, I didn't bother with it. Some people just said it's not playable. Even, again, same with the Fable game. People are, it's not working as advertised.
I just can't believe they shipped that and I think it was $50. I mean, they charge people $50 to, buy that game for Kinect. I mean, I can't imagine it sold very well.
I was a big fan of Fable 2. I mean, I like Peter Molyneux. I think he's, as mental as a bag of hammers, but I've loved the stuff he's done my entire gaming life, from the Populous and obviously Dungeon Keeper, my favorite games of all time. But then to take this franchise that they spent 3 games and 10 years almost building, and then to stick out this pile of on rails trash that is Fable: The Journey, and everybody knew it was going to be bad 18 months ago at E3. You could smell the stink from the stage.
Well, that's why I kept saying it's like they should do it as a digital download, or change the conversation versus putting it in a box saying here's the new Fable game to check out for. And I think they charge $10 less than regular game, but still, it's like Kinect to me would have been better. They had an app store and all these little experiences you could sort of get on the Xbox and experiment with it that way versus, as you said, doing these big blockbuster franchises.
I think that's coming, though. I mean, I think Kinect, from the day that somebody came up with the concept, has been all about next generation, all about multimedia, all about integration with the Windows 8 phone and Windows 8 tablet, the Surface tablet. I think you're going to see all sorts of cool innovation, and I think, as I said just a minute ago, they had no new IP except on Kinect. Kinect is where they seem to be putting all their development effort. I don't know if you heard, but Kudo Tsunoda got promoted. So clearly within Microsoft, they're pretty happy with the job he's doing building Kinect games and running that whole division. So, which is great. I like the guy. I'm just saying that they consider what they've done on Kinect a huge success.
But I wonder, though, obviously there's lots of talk about how there will be probably another Kinect for the next Xbox. Do you guys think, will they pack that in? Will they make a ton of core games for Kinect? Or do you think they're acknowledging now that Kinect works for, multimedia and for other things, but,
I wouldn't be surprised to see it packed in with the next-gen console, to have it as part of the whole package, especially if they pursue this $99 price point with some kind of a contract. So if you end up with the cell phone model where it's subsidized by somebody, why not pack Kinect in? I think they have grand plans for Kinect and Smart Glass to run multimedia in your household, and I think that they want to make sure you have it first, and then they'll figure out how to give you applications.
So Mass Effect 3 had the voice commands, which they said were better with Kinect, and I don't know how often it was used, but that's at least a better implementation than full Kinect control.
But I mean, the problem I have is that the Kinect isn't smart enough to perhaps log your voice and attach it to your profile. And I'll give you an example. I mean, I'm a Brit in playing with Kinect, and it has issues with the old accent. But then when Mass Effect 3 was out, I was playing, I had the Kinect set up, and I was tootling along, issuing my commands, which was all well and good. Then my girlfriend, bless her, shouts from the kitchen, "What do you want for dinner?" And I'm in the middle of a conversation tree, and the Kinect reads that as a response and takes me off on a different direction. I mean, and that is, as a hardcore gamer and somebody who was invested in the Mass Effect franchise, that pissed me off. And about 9 seconds later, Kinect was disconnected and put in a pile. And I don't think that, this better with connecting has been, the worst piece of, marketing propaganda since, yes, the Star Wars special editions are actually better than the originals. It's just not right.
But I wonder if maybe our expectations as hardcore gamers for Kinect have been a little unrealistic. And I don't just mean players, but also the developers, that it isn't advanced enough to do what we really want it to do, but people keep trying. It's like, Steel Battalion has some really great ideas. They just didn't work. And I think that maybe with this next generation Kinect, they may get it down right.
But you are right, higher fidelity tracking and stuff, I think.
But I do think you're right, though, that a lot of hardcore gamers are already writing it off. So it would take, like, a real sea change for people to get into it.
Expectations were high because of what Microsoft came out and said, oh, this is why it's going to be better with Kinect. This is what you're going to be able to do. And they stand up on stage and say,
remember that Ubisoft thing, Ghost Recon, you're going to take the guns apart?
Yeah, exactly. And that just totally vanished because they don't have, they basically turned into snake oil salesmen because they turned around and said, well, you could do this, this, and this, and it tracks. And it does track up on a stage at E3 because some idiot is sitting behind really doing, messing around with the controls. But they sold us a bill of goods and didn't follow through with it. That's the problem. You go back 2 years, whatever it was, to what they said with Kinect. Look at Milo. Oh yes, hello Milo, how are you? Well, I'm feeling.
I think it's fair to say it was an idea. It was a bold idea, and it will probably take until the next system to sort of fully realize what they're talking about.
Milo might be a launch title on the next gen. You never know.
Peter Molyneux may have taken that with him, I guess, when he left, but we'll see.
Yeah, Milo's inside a cube right now.
He's not aging, at least.
He's at the center of the Curiosity cubes. We'll have to see.